Hey everyone, so today I'm going to try and teach you guys how to draw hair. Well, how I draw hair. I'm a really lazy person and I have a lot of shortcuts, and a lot of people have asked me how I color hair, how I draw it, how I get all the colors and the highlights and all of that stuff. So I'm going to be trying to show you guys today in as few steps as possible. The first one we're going to do is just like a dark brown or black hair, I guess. Black hair is pretty easy. So you're just going to need a black marker. This one is a Prismacolor double-ended marker. We're going to be using the chisel tip. This one's just black. I have a jet black one somewhere, but we're not going to use that one. We're probably going to be using, I think, 3, maybe 4 pencils. This one is Copenhagen Blue. This is Prismacolor Premier, and so is this one. This is Pale Vermilion. I'm pretty sure that's how you say it. And then this one is just a regular black pencil. Okay, so the first step is going to be just going over the area with the marker, just one layer of marker like that. And then what I will do is I will go over it with the orange marker, or the orange pencil first, like that. And then we're going to go over that with blue. This kind of helps to give black hair a little bit more dimension rather than just using a plain black pencil. This one, I have it in a pencil extender because the pencil is extremely small and I have giant hands, so it's kind of hard to color. This one is 90%, I think that's cool gray. It has more of a bluish undertone. And then I'll go over that with some just straight lines. I'm not going to color in the whole area. And then we're going to go over that with black lines. So once you have the black lines filled in like that, I'll just color over it really lightly with the black pencil, just to cover the orange a little bit more. And there you have it, black hair. If I want like little strands of like black hair, then I'll get a really thin line work paintbrush and some black acrylic paint, and I'll hand paint them. It just depends on the level of laziness that day. There's a couple of ways to get highlights. One is just with a white or an off-white pencil like this one. This one's 20% cool gray. It's really, really light gray, but it's not quite white. And then I'll go in and add a little bit of highlight. You can sort of see it. Just go over it with the really sharp pencil. So that's what it looks like with the 20% gray. And this is what it looks like with white. And the other way, if you want the hair to be really, really shiny, you would use an X-Acto knife. I'll scratch away only the part that I'm going to color in with the white, like that. And then I have my fancy brush, and we'll just wipe away the excess pencil, and then go over it with white again. There. Easy, right? The second way we're going to do black hair is just using pencil. So if you don't have a marker, then this is the other way that you can do it. Okay, so for the second version of black, if you don't have a black marker, then you can just use a pencil and do it this way. So we're just going to color in the area like that. I won't make it pure black. And then again, we're going to use the blue and the orange pencils. So we'll do blue first, like that. And the reason that you want to make sure you add other colors in with the black is so it looks more like natural hair rather than a cartoonish hair if you're doing a realistic portrait. And then again, I'm going to use my X-Acto knife. With this one, it will scratch away more and you'll see more of the white underneath. And then I'll take the white This one might take a little bit more time to color in because you're not going to have the blacked out background, but it still turns out pretty much the same. It just might take a little bit more time to color. And there you have the shine. And then there is one other one that I do that has just a little bit of a different shine. Maybe somebody has really dark hair and they're in a different lighting. If it's black, then I will go over it with the cream pencil. Pretty easy. Or if, like I said, if they're in sunlight or just a different type of lighting and you want more of a golden tone, then you can use like the goldenrod pencil. Whoops, and my pencil broke. Go and use the goldenrod pencil and go over it really lightly. That way you still have a highlight and it's just a little bit different of a shade. All right, the next one we're going to do is the brown hair. That's the most common color that I use when I'm drawing hair. And for this one, we're going to use the dark umber double-ended Prismacolor marker. And again, just use the same shape, the patch square, or whatever you want to call it. For brown, I use a lot of different shades of brown, tan, orange, yellow. Some of it I even throw in a little bit of purple. So for this particular shade of brown, this is going to be like a medium brown color. I'm going to use the dark umber pencil, and I had some other pencils set out here, but I don't know where they went. I'm always losing stuff. I don't know where the pencil is. I'm always losing pencils. For the top section, I'm using the orange and blue again. And the bottom, or the right side, we're taking the grass green and the Tuscan red. And these are also colors you can use if you ran out of a shade. You can always like experiment and mess around, and you can usually get the same shade working from a limited set. When I first got my first set of pencils, I had 36 pencils to work with, and then I did do a little bit of I did a lot of like mixing, but I didn't have the colorless blender, so I would use a pencil eraser to blend the pencil. And I think one time I was out of town, I was visiting a relative, and I didn't have any pencils, so I bought like the cheapest set I could afford, and I got the Prismacolors, and there was only 12 in that set, and I ended up doing a portrait. The portrait itself turned out kind of horrible, but the color mixing was actually kind of decent. But I got all these skin tones and stuff out of like basic colors. I had like red, orange, yellow, blue, green, white, tan, black, purple, and pink, and I had a whole spectrum of colors because I already had a knowledge of color blending. Oh yeah, I'll take the grass green and the Tuscan red, and I'll make kind of like a brownish color that way and go over it with black. There's not really any need for you to buy a whole bunch of different shades of stuff if you already have a good knowledge of color mixing. I do it because like I'm kind of lazy and I don't always want to do the color mixing, but you can really do it either way. Okay, so for brown, we are using the cloud blue for the highlight, and I think we can use the white pencil. No, I don't want to use white. Let's use 10% French gray. It's a little bit off-white. It's kind of like, I don't really know how to describe this color. I guess it's like the color of an eyeball. Who says that? And for the blue and orange, I'm taking the sepia and just adding some lines, building up the color a little bit. And then I'm taking the espresso, adding some more lines, and the black. And then for the green and red, we are taking the dark umber, adding some lines. I think this one I'm going to make a little bit of a lighter shade of brown, just so you can see the difference. And for the one with the green and the red and the dark umber, we're going to take the chocolate pencil. Just lightly coloring over that. And it really depends on the person. You have to kind of examine the undertones of their hair to determine what to use. In this one, we're taking the warm gray and adding some more lines to give it a little bit more dimension. And I think I want to make it a little bit lighter, so I'm adding the cream pencil again. This one, we're going to use the X-Acto knife again and get the highlights. This one's going to be more of a golden brown. And the highlight for this one is going to be the cloud blue. So one's going to be more of a warmer highlight, one's going to be a cooler one. And then we're using the cloud blue on this side. All right, for blonde, we are going to take eggshell, which is this color right here, cream, which is a little bit lighter than eggshell, and goldenrod, lavender, or whatever color that is. I'm not sure what it is. The pencil is so short that I can't see the name of it. And I mean, I can see like whatever is written on there in foreign. And we have the chocolate shade pencil, ginger root, and dark umber. So the first thing we're going to do is use the eggshell to get the base down. I don't use a marker for this because I don't want to, and I don't have the marker color. We're probably, we're going to do two different blonde shades. This board is really uneven, and now the pencil looks weird. That's why I bought a new board. I didn't switch it out though. Just gonna color a larger area. We're gonna do two different kinds of blonde. We're gonna do a lighter one on this side, and this one is going to be a little bit darker and more golden. It's gonna have more like, I guess, low lights in it, whatever you want to call it. All right, using the lavender pencil, you just want to make sort of thin lines, as thin as you can. Like that. And take goldenrod, go over that. And take ginger root, go over that again. Now we're using light umber to make some more thin lines. And the last one is going to be the cream pencil. For highlight, we are taking the white pencil again after we go over this with the X-Acto knife. And you guys, this is just like the basic stuff. You can always, use this and kind of build off of that and do what works for you. Everybody's different. This specific process may not work for some of you. Maybe it's too many steps. I don't know, maybe the colors are different. Everybody has a different set of colored pencils. And we're just using the white to add a little bit of a highlight again. You might have to go over that a couple of times because it's just really hard to see on blonde hair. Usually if this doesn't work, I will take the line work brush, which is a really, really thin brush, and I will go over that with either white acrylic ink or white acrylic paint. I'll hand draw all of the hair strands that I want to be white. Doesn't look like it's showing up too well in here. Maybe you just can't see it on the camera. And you can use one of the darker pencils. For the dark blonde, I'm using the golden rod pencil again. Only this one I'm using this first before I add the purple in. And for purple, I'm going to use the light purple and then the violet one to add more depth. So there's the dark purple. And we're using chocolate. And to make this even darker, I'm using the sepia and I might use the espresso one. This is some type of brown. I think it's one shade lighter than the dark umber. It's it's PC 946. I'm not sure what the name of this shade is. That makes it a little bit darker. That's better. And we can go back in with the X-Acto knife and add a little bit more dimension to this hair strands. Great, I'm losing my voice again. I just got over a cold and my voice still comes and goes. So if my voice just randomly gives out while I'm talking, you'll know why. White is still not showing up there very well. I don't really use white for this. I just go over it with paint because I'm lazy. So let me go get the let me go grab some white paint so you guys can kind of see how I do that. I got the paint on the palette and then I added a lot of water to it to make it almost the consistency of ink. So let me see if I can do this here. Turn the paper a little bit. And the paintbrush, the paintbrush that I'm using is a line work brush by Trekell. It's 10/0. That's the brush size. Alright, so that's the end of the hair tutorial. This video is probably like a 20-minute video, I'm sorry, but it's just supposed to be a tutorial. If you don't draw, then you don't have to watch it. This is just for you to have some information, or if you need help on anything, then you can always refer to this video. I might do another tutorial on drawing skin. I usually do get a lot of questions about that. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. I do make new videos every Friday, sometimes Saturday if I don't get it edited and uploaded in time. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye.